here, Sean from the Wahoo Warrior. It's been a while, quite a while since we played any bolt action with schedules and work and different things and just putting it off. But we are finally back to making some bolt action videos and playing some bolt action. Today I'm playing against Alan, my esteemed opponent. He's going to be playing the Americans, and I'm going to be playing Germans. He's been working on a couple of their armies, but we're not ready to play them yet. I haven't done any painting or anything on my British because I've had so much time I should have done. But we're going to just get started and get the fever back, and hopefully we'll be rolling along. My Germans say we're playing 1,000 points. We haven't rolled a scenario yet or anything. But here's my Germans. I'm going to go over them with you as I go through them with Alan. I have a first lieutenant here, so he gets the +2 bonus. He's a regular. And then I have 2 units of the green uniforms are regular. They're 9 riflemen, 1 Panzerfaust, and the NCO has an assault rifle. He's in the blue there. And then same with this unit, 9 regulars, all rifles, 1 Panzerfaust, and a squad leader with an assault rifle. Then I have 3 small units, and I'm going with something I've never really done before. I've been tinkering with it, and I'm just going to give it a try. It's a unit of veterans with 2 light machine guns, and a unit of veteran grenadiers with 2 light machine guns. There's 1 Panzerfaust in each group. Points-wise, it's stupid to take the 2 light machine guns. I just wanted to do it. It gives me a little extra range. It would be cheaper to take a whole unit of assault rifles, and you get more shots. But I think that's stupid. So I'm going to be playing with the light machine guns, and maybe it'll bring me some luck just for a little more historical accuracy. And then I've got a unit of 6 veterans with submachine guns. Everybody in there has a submachine gun, and they have anti-tank grenades because I had 12 points left over. So that's my infantry, and then I have a Panzer IV D or B. It's the one that has the 9 armor. So it's a Panzer IV regular. It's got the 9-up armor, light howitzer, medium machine gun, coaxial medium machine gun as well. And then I have a half track, and then I have a, what is that called? 234/1. I was going to take a Jagerpanzer, but these 2 vehicles, this and this, are the same price, and I wanted to go with something I'm a little more comfortable with. It gives me a little more versatility. This is a armored car, open topped, has a light autocannon and a coaxial medium machine gun. 7-up armor on that thing. Yes, 7 armor. So
does this have the 9 all the way around? Or
all the way around.
Okay.
All the way around. Okay. And then this is a 7, and it's recce, and it has dual directional steering, so you can reverse move up to a full run.
Very well, very well. Now with the light machine guns you've got in here, you're going off of the book points.
Yes, straight up regular Easy Army book points.
Right.
We talked about adjusting the points for light machine guns,
points,
but I'm leaving it.
I
heard rumor that there's a 2nd edition bolt action getting ready to come out.
Right.
And I'm just going to start playing the light machine guns and see if they adjust it.
Sure.
It would be nice if they adjusted the points, or maybe gave them D2 pins or something.
Something additional to really annotate the buzzsaw as opposed to just one shot.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. 1,000 point Americans. The total came out to, let me check this, 998. So I have 2 points left out on the table somewhere. I also have the first lieutenant with with 1 extra guy. He's got a submachine gun. I have the sniper.
Is yours a veteran?
Yes, it's
okay.
All of the infantry are veteran.
Okay.
And along with the first lieutenant and submachine gun extra man. Got a sniper with a submachine gun extra man. I have 2 units of 6 airborne. This airborne unit, as depicted by the models, has let's see, 1 NCO and 2 submachine guns, and 3 rifles. The NCO also has a submachine gun. Over here, this is 6 of the airborne, all rifles.
Gotcha.
This veteran American infantry, 6 of them, 2 bars, NCO. The NCO is marked with this particular rifleman.
Okay.
Another veteran. They're also tough fighters, if I could mention. Over here, let's see, you have another set of veteran fighters. The NCO is knelt down. There's 2 bars, tough fighters. I have 2 Jeeps. This one does not have the machine gun on it. I haven't got that built yet. However, both of them have the
for the game it has.
For the Jeep has the pintle-mounted machine gun.
Okay.
Have a 1.5 deuce.
Nice.
Have a airborne light mortar, so it's only 2 units or two men. Has a 12 to 24 inch range. Medium howitzer. He's regular. The light mortar is veteran, the sniper veteran, and a Chaffee. And the Chaffee has a recce rule, the pintle-mounted heavy machine gun, the hole-mounted machine gun, and a coaxial machine gun, and has the it's got the medium anti-tank gun.
Okay. And it's thin size?
Let's see.
Light tank?
Yeah, it's a light tank. So it's got a 8 plus, for the armor. But like I said, it does have the recce rule.
And but the Chaffee is thin size, right? So it's got -2 as opposed to -1 on the sides.
Yes.
Okay. And then would that be -3 on the rear?
Yes.
So but yeah, recce's tough.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, it's an interesting combination. Got a lot of small units. Looks like a lot of close combat power in those small units with the 1 unit of submachine guns and then tough fighter veterans.
Yeah.
So let's see if my light machine guns can keep them at bay, maybe with the way I kind of built mine. And like I said, all my blue, those 3 small units are veterans, and I got 2 units of regulars.
Okay.
But not a whole lot of
right.
close. I got 1 unit of submachine guns.
I truly don't think my army is very killy, but it is very pinny. With lots of shooting, being able to, shooting units as opposed to lots of shots. 12 shots gives 1 pin. 6 shots gives 1
So the key will be the key on that though is to remember that, because I've played a list that way,
right?
And then I still forget and I get frustrated that I'm trying to wipe out a unit.
Yes.
And I get too close, and then I end up screwing myself.
Or you start not having more than 1 unit go towards an objective.
Yeah, you have to play with the small units, trying to pin down units, and win that way. It is a different mindset of playing.
It's very support.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. Should be interesting.
Yeah.
And we're gonna roll up a scenario and go from there. Well, let's go over the tabletop real quick.
Okay. Yeah.
The table, tried to make it a little kind of balanced. We probably need to work on some terrain, but like I said, we haven't been playing any miniatures for a long time. But basically, we've got a destroyed house over here on the side, so this counts as rough terrain. Gives you hard cover, but there's no building rules applied to that. Stone fences are the hard cover behind them. The hedgerows here, these don't block line of sight, not hedgerows, but wheat fields. Okay. They don't block line of sight, but drawing a line of fire through them gives you the -1 soft cover. We assume that these are tall, flowing wheat fields. Okay. The woods are -1 soft cover, but they do block line of sight, so you can't see through them. You can only see like an inch. What is it? What's an inch?
It seems to be an inch or 2 inches.
Inch and a half, 2 inches.
And in my head was 2 inches.
2 inches. We'll say 2 inches. So it does block line of sight. There's a hill here in the middle that has a forest on top of it, so that'll even block line of sight even more. I mean, it's kind of a moot point, but for aesthetics reasons, I guess. It could make a difference. There is one house on the map. That one actually counts as a house. It's kind of right there in the center on the side, and with the wheat fields and some fences. So we rolled for a scenario envelopment, and we rolled off, and I ended up being the defender. So I have to put at least half of my stuff on the board, so it's going to be 5 units. I chose this side, and I deployed my forces like this. I have some close-up pictures here in a second. But on the far left there, I've got a light machine gun veteran squad. Then in the middle there, behind that rock, I've got some regular rifle squad. Then we got another regular rifle squad in the woods, and then another light machine gun squad there with my lieutenant in the back of the woods. Yeah, I don't really care for being defender all that much, but what I've kind of figured is spread out a little bit and then react accordingly. There's my light machine gun veteran light machine gun squad. There's my regular squad there behind these rocks, and then got my other squads here in the woods. So I'm hidden starting off, so that's nice. These are what I have off the board: my tank, my armor car, my half track with my submachine gun squad. So we roll for bombardment, and Alan rolls a bunch of 6s. So he actually kills one guy out of each of these units, and my lieutenant fortunately passes his loss of 50% check, so I don't lose my lieutenant. But he does put a lot of pins on these guys. These are all the 6s he rolled in a row. So 6 6s in a row, I believe he rolled. So, and then there's the result of those pins, and then some dead guys. So, yeah, first I thought it was a heavy howitzer hit, and then we looked in the book, and it's just one hit at +3. So it could have been a lot worse, I guess. I didn't have to go down. So I go ahead and we start pulling dice, and I get the first one, and I rally my lieutenant, and I'm successful at remove the pins. And he moves his medium howitzer in behind that rock formation there. He does have a spotter on the board in that burnout building. And then he moves a veteran squad in, or maybe they're paratroopers. And then he brings a light mortar in. The light mortar is able to move and fire. So it comes in and it shoots a smoke round. And the smoke round actually was aiming where that dice is, and he missed, so I moved it back here. So I actually got my one squad blocked off from the sniper thanks to it. And then he brings a veteran squad in to the edge of the woods there. And then I'm able to rally, and I successfully pass that check. I remove those pin markers from the prep bombardment. And he pulls the dice and brings his jeep in. It advances, but it doesn't really have anything to shoot at. My guys are hidden, so he would need 7s to even hit anything. Brings this Chafee in down the road on an advance order. And he does shoot at my guys, I believe, but I'm hidden, so he's needing 7s to hit. He doesn't get any. I put a down order on that Panzer IV, and a down order on my armor car, and then I end up putting just a couple down orders on here. Yeah, the first turn there's really not a lot to do. I'm just trying to clear pin markers and basically waiting to see where his stuff comes in to plan my turn 2. This Jeep comes in here. And these are both just Jeeps with medium machine guns on them. And then my other dice there I put down on my infantry unit that's in my half track. So over here I rally my unit that's behind these rocks. I'm successful there, so I remove the pin marker. And I didn't want to move or anything, so his sniper goes into ambush there. He's up in that second story window. And I go ahead and rally these guys, and these are the ones that the tank had shot at, but being hidden, it's almost impossible to hit them. And over here I rally this unit. So rallies don't make you unhidden, so didn't do a whole lot, but I was able to pass all my rally checks. So that's the end of turn 1.
Alright, so that's the end of turn 1. This envelopment, he's trying to get off the board here. I didn't really do much other than clear my rallies. I was very successful on all my rally rolls. The lowest I needed was a 7, so it's not too bad. His prep bombardment did rolled all those 6s and killed some guys, but I was able to get out of it. That's the one bad thing about having 6-man units. When you lose a guy, it kind of starts to, it starts to make you go like, damn. But not too bad. He's kind of brought some of his stuff on. The Chafee's committed, coming down the road. So we're gonna figure out how we're going to deal with that. All my guys are still hidden because rally checks don't make you lose your hidden status. So that's really nice. But yeah, so that's the end of the turn 1. And any comments, Alan, or anything?
On preparatory bombardment, I hope I didn't use up all my 6s.
Yes.
That I'm going to be needing later on in the game. That's it. I'm kind of set up the way I want to be. Hopefully everything will come on this next turn, the reserve. So up and at 'em with turn 2.
Okay. Starting turn 2, the smoke actually rolls a 1, so the smoke is removed from the board. I pull the first dice and I put it on my Panzer IV, and I failed to bring it in, which kind of sucked. I was planning to bring it in on the right hand side and just kind of squeeze off his infantry from coming across and working on my infantry. He pulls the next dice, and his Chafee advances up the road, and he fires at my guys. I pull a dice out of the bag and go down. Does protect my guys quite a bit, and he misses with about everything. He did fire his whole mount machine gun at these guys. They're just inside the arc, and he put a pin on there. And then on my turn, that unit that behind the rock that had the pin marker, I activate and fired him, and he recce's back. So I lose my Panzerfaust, which is kind of dumb, but I lost my Panzerfaust. So he's out of the way, and he's way back there. Recce's down the road. So I drove him away, and he has to go down now. So he doesn't. I don't have a tank per se that can come in and fight him, but he has gone down. This unit runs around the hedge and runs up to this stone wall. Paratroopers. His truck comes in and he advances up there, kind of behind this house a little bit. I don't have a lot over there to shoot at it. His mortar fires a smoke round, and he actually rolls a 6, so it hits right where he wants. Or no, scattered. And I moved it there to protect myself from his sniper a little bit. And these guys move up through the trees. Advance. And these guys, I decided to put them in ambush. So they're in ambush. Just kind of, that doesn't take away from my hidden status. He fires his howitzer at these guys indirectly. Needs a 6, and he rolls a freaking 6. So he kills a ton of them. 2d6, +3 penetration. I can't go down because I had fired at that tank, and that sucked. So he kills a bunch of them, but unfortunately I passed my break check, and I don't flee the table. His Jeep comes over here and starts spraying some bullets towards my guys, but I go ahead and activate from out of my ambush, and I fired him, and I am able to put a pin marker on him. That was kind of nice. Probably should have stayed in ambush, but whatever. My other guys I moved back a little bit, so that would block line of sight from the sniper. And then his other Jeep advances here and starts, I think he fires his machine gun at that unit in the trees. And he puts a pin marker on me. So my guys aren't hidden anymore. And then my lieutenant doesn't really do anything. I think he just goes down. And then try to bring in my half track, and it fails. Inexperienced half track, -1 for the check, so that kind of sucks. I need a 7. And then there's the overview of the board. And that's the end of the turn. Not a whole lot of action. Oh, I totally missed a picture. On the far left on the road, you can see I moved my armored car in. I forgot to take a picture of it. I moved my armored car in, and I just advanced straight ahead and fired 2 rounds at the Chafee. I'm hoping on the next turn I'll be able to kind of wheel around the side of him and try to get some. I don't know exactly what I'm doing. I know I can recce behind that hill and get away. I do hit him, and I do put a pin on him, so he's got 1 pin marker. But the most I can do at the front is a glance, and I was able to do that. So there's that. We'll go to the next video. Okay, that's the end of turn 2. Yeah, not really a great turn for me. My Panzer didn't come on, which I was kind of hoping to start getting in a position to, control some board. It's not the end of the world, but then my half track didn't come in. That kind of sucks too. Over here, it's not really what I really want to be doing with my armor car, but kind of was thinking that truck would just trundle down this way if I didn't challenge that Chafee. I'm just trying to stave it off. Yeah. Here, that's needing a 6 indirect fire. Hit my squad, blew them apart. That's kind of it's not horrible if I lose that squad, but it's just one of those things where it's like, sucks.
Not what you wanted.
I couldn't go down because I'd already fired to push the Chafee back so I could have room for my armored car to come in. And then, other than that, it's just kind of not a lot going on. I still have my tank and armored car, so that's going to actually keep him thinking about that. I need to nullify that howitzer now that my stuff's not hidden anymore. You can fire directly at it or indirect or whatever. And can't take too many of those shots from the howitzer. I was originally planning to use my armored car to go hunting for it, but it's just, after the game starts going, you have to kind of adjust your priorities.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still in a decent position. He has to get through to my side, and I've got reserves that can come in. You can't just go balls out for the edge of the board with the truck, or a tank could drive on and blow it apart. But what are you thinking after turn 2?
I'm thinking my original plan is still in place. Nothing major. Hitting a big 6 on that was fine, but you don't have a lot over there. I'm a little worried about the auto cannon over there, recce stuff happening over there. Which, that's what it is. So everything else is playing out so far so good. Everything that I wanted to do so far, I'm still doing. So nothing has been blown up as far as my original plans.
Okay. Well, turn 3 should be interesting. I need to be able to pass a check to bring my stuff in. That's one of the bad things about taking an inexperienced half-track. The tank is regular, though. It should pass. Yeah. So we'll go to turn 3. See how it goes.
Yeah, I'm taking up the dice for.
So he gets first dice, activates his Chafee, advances, fires at my armored car. I go ahead and recce. I have dual directional steering, so I can really move out, and I'm wheeled. So I recce back and blocks his line of fire, the woods there and stuff. So armored car's safe, but it has to go down. Pull a dice, I go down. I pull a dice and I move my unit that had been hit by the howitzer because I don't want him just hitting me on a 2-up. And I actually throw some pot shots at these guys. I think I needed a 7 with the moving, long range, and the rock. Maybe a 6, but I'm able to hit and kill a guy, so that was nice. These guys here are so far on the left side of the board. I'm just going to go ahead and risk it and move out on the road. He'd already activated his Chafee, so I'm hoping they don't get slaughtered by that tank, but whatever. Looks like what do I do? I advance my unit in the woods, and I shoot. Picture a bunch of dice, don't know why. I think I shot that Jeep and didn't kill it. He goes ahead and activates his Jeep and fires back, and he's able to put a pin on me and kill a guy. Yeah, all those hits I needed a 6 to kill him, and I didn't roll a 6. And then looks like he's got a dice there, but I don't know what it's for. I think maybe it's his other Jeep. And he's able to put another hit on me and kill another guy. These guys are regulars, so they die on a 4-up. He used to run in veterans, dying on a 5-up. That 4-up's a big difference. My half-track activates and it's able to come on the board. So I come in right there. protected from his howitzer because his Jeep had already fired. It's kind of in the way. Or maybe his Jeep didn't fire. Maybe that's the infantry. He activates those guys behind the rocks there. And he shoots at the same unit, and he's able to put another hit and another pin. So it's 3 hits, 3 kills in 3 different sets of shooting. So he's wearing them guys out. His howitzer takes a order, and he fires. And I believe, fortunately, he misses. I think he had fired at that same infantry unit, so that would have been the death of him, because I couldn't even go down. But he misses, fortunately. Let me activate my tank, and I bring my tank on. I don't know really exactly what I do with it, but I know I need help on this right-hand side to keep things from coming across this wheat field, and I come in there. And I get a luck shot, hit with my howitzer. I think I needed a 5. And I'm able to hit, do D2 pins, and kill a bunch of guys. That's with the machine gun and it. Didn't wipe them out, but did some damage. And then my unit on the right there, they go ahead and fire some shots. I don't really do much with them. That's his Jeep activating. And then these guys come. The truck had moved up. Now he comes jumping out of the truck. I should have put my unit on the right with the light machine guns on cover fire, but I didn't. I was stupid. So he shoots at them with those guys who jumped out of the truck. He's able to put a pin on and kill a guy. His other unit comes running out of the truck, and they'll shoot the same unit, and they're able to, I think, do the same. Even more damage. They killed 2 guys. Fortunately, even though I'm out of range of my lieutenant now, I passed my check. So I mean, he's needing 5s to kill me, and he's rolling pretty well. His sniper fires at that same unit because the smoke had drifted at the beginning of the turn, and he misses with a 1. And my guys here go down. They're in the half track. You know, they're all light or submachine guns. I need to get them close. And then his mortar fires, and he fires another smoke round. And this time he does roll a 6 and he hits. And that's where he wanted it. He's trying to screen off that Panzer from being able to shoot at his truck. And then my lieutenant just moves up, so I'm within range of both these units and try to boost their morale so they pass the order checks. And that's pretty much the overview of the turn. So there's that. Alright, that's the end of turn 3. Well, pretty much kind of what I figured was going to happen this turn's happening. Starting to whittle me down, put a lot of pins on. The truck moved up and disgorged these guys. You know, that's one of the things that's really nice about vehicles. You get those guys up there and they just start jumping out, you know, and putting some damage on at close range. And it's hard to think ahead to try to put your guys in an ambush for that. Right. And I did, but then I fired on the truck. Instead of waiting, I should have waited. I should have waited and then fired, but I had so many pins on me that I was just gambling to try to kill the soft target, because then all those guys would have had to bail out and take pins. It was a gamble that didn't pay off. But I got my Panzer, and he's got a lot of work to do over here to keep these guys from getting in my deployment zone, because my infantry is pretty much gone. You know, I got a couple of tools left that, and I mean, defending is kind of sucky on these games because you're like just taking it, you know. But
however, I'm not close to winning yet.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing about attacking is you've got a lot of work to do. You know.
Yeah. You got these guys standing out in the open now, so you know, if I can bring some fire to bear, you're going to start taking some pins and damage. All you guys are veteran, which helps them, but
that does help.
But my veterans here, you know, it don't matter. You know, you put that fire on there, you're going to roll some 5s or 6s, and you got small units too, and next thing you know, you end up.
And as it is right now, halfway through the game, the small unit idea is working quite nicely. You know, I mean, that was the idea, was to roll a lot of pins on on units. Not necessarily, this was a smaller unit as well.
Yeah.
So that's why it's down to 2. This was a big unit, 9, right? Something
10,
along 10.
yeah.
And see, and I'm not trying to kill all the units, but that's almost kind
And they're
of
regulars, so they die. Half the shots that hit them die, and you roll pretty good. I mean, you on some of your shots, you're usually needing 5s and stuff, and you'll out of 6 shots, you'll get like 3 of them, and you're like, damn.
It was good rolling, but as far as the hits, the small unit tactic is working. It's
Well,
it is doing what I
so
was
far
thinking it was going to do. But like I say, we're halfway through, and
hopefully I
small
can.
units like this one here, they'll go down quicker.
Well, you got 2 small units there too, so if I can put some fire on them, hopefully do the same thing back to you, and then you'll end up with like 2 guys left, 3 guys left, and that unit doesn't seem like much of a unit when it's got 2 guys left.
Exactly right.
So I need the Panzer to get active and start destroying some shit here. But alright, so we're gonna go to turn 4. Over here's, we got this little standoff going on, and now I've got a unit kind of standing in the middle of the road. I could have stayed over there, but I don't know what good that would do. So
exactly, the only good it would have done was, okay, now the unit is still over here as a viable target, but now over here it would have had a little better cover.
Well, now all I'm doing there is if you pull the dice first and you elect to target them, I'd stop the chapter from doing anything. I'll go down.
Sure.
And hopefully you miss, or whatever. But if I get a turn first, I'll try to run behind some cover. But you're speedy enough to move it, so we'll see. Main thing is over here right now. This is a sidebar.
This is a sidebar of the actual action.
All right.
These guys over here are hearing ping pang. Oh, that way over there. Not much.
All right. So next turn.
Turn 4.
So beginning of the turn, the smoke actually rolls another 1, so all the smoke is gone. Opens up the lines of fire there, and he activates these guys, and he just kind of stands there and fires. kind of surprised me a little bit, as they don't have a lot of cover from my Panzer. Fire into this unit though, and he's able to put another pin on, but I don't believe he killed anybody, so that's good. I went down, so I pulled the dice out and went down to preserve those guys, and that helped quite a bit. I activate my tank. My Panzer comes trundling over. I probably should have sat still and just fired, but I wanted to get closer, so on subsequent turns I missed with the howitzer, and I'm able to kill a guy though with the medium machine gun. Put a pin on there, and his Jeep comes zipping up, and he's going to fire some medium machine gun rounds at me, and he's able to put another pin on. Doesn't look like he killed anybody, but another pin. I got a lot of pins on that unit. And then my half track, I go ahead and move there, because one of the reasons I think he moved his Jeep is he wanted a clear line of fire from his howitzer, because he can't fire within an inch of his own unit. So I move over there to keep him from being able to fire at me with his howitzer. And then he pulls a dice, and then this is actually a very pivotal part of the game. I had moved over there and fired a medium machine gun at his paratroopers, and I maybe put a pin on, whatnot. But he pulls the next dice, and he declares a assault on my half track. We measure it, and it's like right at 6 inches at the edge of the half track, not 6 inches from my machine gun. So it's like, well, do I get a reactionary fire or not? And he kind of says no, because he's within 6 inches of the truck. But then I'm like, well, I have to bail out with my infantry, and I bail out my infantry on the right side, and I reactionary fire with my infantry, and I'm able to kill 2 guys. Now, at the time, to me it seemed right. We didn't bother to grab the book. We probably should have at that juncture grabbed the book to see if my guys getting out could reactionary fire. And I was going to look it up before I did this battle report, but Alan took the book home. So basically, he assaulted the truck. The guys jumped out. And they're more than 6 inches away. He has to assault the infantry, and the infantry are able to shoot. And I killed 2 guys. Now, if that's wrong, I feel kind of bad because he does get the assaults and it gets to attack first, and he's got 3 submachine guns and then a rifleman. He would have had 2 more rifles. Whether or not that would have carried the day, I don't know. Because actually this first round I roll horribly. He's able to kill 2, so that leaves me 12 shots. And out of 12 shots, I should kill 4 mathematically, needing 5s or 6s. And I only roll 2. So he kills 2, and then I kill 2. So that's a draw. And since it's a draw, we continue on to the next round and we go simultaneously. And going simultaneously, then I roll quite a bit better, and I kill. He kills 2 more, and I kill the rest of his guys. I think I only had 2. I then pass my break check from dying, since I lost half that round. I pass that, and then I move a consolation move or consolidation move over behind the half track. It was a big battle, and the reactionary fire made a difference. I'm not sure how much. He moves his Jeep up there, fires at those guys, and doesn't do any damage to them. Yeah, I don't know what this is a picture of. Oh, he moves his truck out back behind the house. My armored car goes ahead and goes over here and fires at the Jeep point blank. Even though I moved, I'm able to hit it with my autocannon and I kill it. And that's just another picture of my armored car killing that. And now he acts. I don't know. Sometimes these pictures, I don't know what I'm taking pictures of. I think his howitzer is firing at my half track, but he missed. He fired at my armored car, and my armored car recce's back and hides behind the trees, knowing that his tank hasn't gone yet. But I went way back. These guys run and get behind the rocks. Their rallies there with the help of the lieutenant. He's able to rally and clear the couple pins he had on him. His sniper, I think, is taking a shot at one of the guys behind the half track there, and he's able to pick one off, needing a 5 to kill him. Kills one. I pass my check again though, so I don't die since I lost half my unit. And that's the second pin on there from the medium machine gun from that Jeep, and then the sniper. There's 2 pins on there. He moves his lieutenant into the bottom of this burnt out building. And then I don't know what's going on. I think he's firing his light howitzer there. And his light howitzer puts down some more smoke, and he plops it right there. Try to get some screening from that Panzer for his infantry. And then his Chafee comes around the corner and fires at my half track. I think he needed a 4 to hit me, 50-50 chance, and he misses. So that's fortunate. And then his machine guns, I think on that Chafee, shoot into the trees there, and he's able to kill 2 guys. But I do pass my check, even though I roll a 4, even though I've got all those pins on me. I got my lieutenant within 6, and I'm able to pass on a 4. And then my lieutenant, I think, just moves up a little bit, so I'll be within range of all my stuff, including the half track and that one guy back there. This just looks like a picture of the same thing. It's a lot of pins there. Oh, I think I tried to rally. And I went down. These guys go ahead and fire. There's just 3 rifles and an assault rifle. And I go ahead and fire at the unit behind the stone wall. And hey, I think I need a 6 to hit. And I'm able to hit it. And I actually kill a guy. So, hey. That's 2 luck shots. Alright, that's the end of turn 4. It was a good turn for the Germans. really just I was able to get these guys off the road. The Chafee missed the half track with its cannon, which I'd already disembarked. Yeah, I kind of planned to disembark on my own time and submachine gun some guys at basically point blank range, but he assaulted me, and that's one of the things is, and somebody commented on the video if we did it wrong. We were right at 6 inches to the front of the truck.
Right.
But according to the rule, I bail out, and then he fights a close combat with me. So I bailed out to the side, and then I reactionary fired, because my guys were actually like around 9 inches away.
Right.
And, you know, if we did that wrong, then I'm a cheater. But to me, it just seemed right. My guys would be jumping out, probably on both sides of the truck, firing at him, coming at me. Because he has to close combat, according to the rule, he has to close combat my infantry if I'm in there.
Right.
So I can put my infantry wherever I want. It doesn't say I have to line up on the front of the truck.
Right.
So,
but my argument was that the assault was to the vehicle, and it was within the 6 inches.
right,
So there's the rub.
and I get that. The only thing I would say is from where what I'm thinking is that's correct within 6 inches of the vehicle, so the vehicle wouldn't get to reactionary fire. But then the sub rule is the infantry bails out, and you have to fight them.
Right.
So then you direct your attack towards the infantry, and the infantry are actually farther away than the vehicle. If we did that wrong,
somebody let us.
because it did make a difference, because I was able to shoot 2 guys,
Right.
which took away.
Forced 4 attacks.
Was it because those guys weren't tough fighters? Not all of them had submachine guns. Those were rifles that I killed.
There was one.
No, because you had 3 submachine guns and 3 guys.
Yeah.
So it took away 2 attacks.
Right. Right.
It didn't take away 4 attacks. It took away 2. Might have made a difference, especially since we tied on that first round.
Right. So the unit had let's see, 3 rifles.
And 3 subs.
And 3 submachine guns. So 2 rifles right now. So it's just 2 attacks.
2 attacks.
Right.
So it could have made a difference, especially since the first round we tied.
Yeah.
If you could have killed one more than me, it might have changed the dice a little bit. I don't think it was huge, because 3 subs got in and you're gone. You went first. You didn't roll that great.
Right.
I had more attacks back at you than you had at me, because I had all those submachine guns.
Right.
So, I mean, that was a pretty to me, even though I technically won, I felt at the time that I kind of lost, because that's really my only viable unit. I thought for sure the Chafee, since the half track had gone, would go before my infantry and annihilate that unit on the road. I mean, you would have fucking creamed them.
Sure.
Because they had no cover.
You know, the creaming of units, that's more what you want to do. And I'm not in a good position now. There's 2 more turns. I'm not in a good position to win the game.
Well, the creaming of units is basically, I have no combat units in the center.
Right.
As of now. I got a Panzer to protect, and that's it. Because these are not viable. There's so many pins on there.
Right.
And so these are my only 2 infantry units over here that can actually keep anybody out of my deployment zone.
Right.
I think, you know, the recce rule for my armored car is ridiculous. I mean, you fired your howitzer at me, and I drove so far. I knew the Chafee hadn't gone yet. I drove so far with a dual directional steering run move that I could get to where you couldn't see me.
Exactly.
It's like, so now I'll be able to still do something, but I mean, I can't really hardly hurt that Chafee unless I'm on the sides or the rear of it. But maybe I can make you. At least I have something. I have something.
We'll see.
These guys have a Panzerfaust.
Right.
But, you know, the main thing is the Panzer. You really don't have anything to deal with it. The Chafee is your big thing to deal with it, and I got a nice half track parked. I don't care if the half track blows up right there.
Right.
I don't want it to run away though. That's why I was going to move this submachine gun unit out here, but I was concerned I need to have a unit closer, and I don't want it to run away, because if it runs away, it's gone. If it blows up, it's a wreck.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, we still got 2 more turns and then roll for a possible additional turn.
Right.
But, yeah, we're both down to some mangled up stuff. You've got 2 units still. You only really lost 1 unit, right?
Yes. I've only lost 1 unit and a Jeep.
A Jeep, yeah.
But you know, that unit over there by the
there.
is not very viable. It's a small unit, so it's going to
See,
be
so if
covered
you can
again.
get things in the deployment zone or get them off the board, you get
Right.
bonuses for that.
Yeah.
I score for killing stuff, so
Right.
you want to, yeah, somewhere in between the two.
Yeah.
Do you get stuff for killing stuff? One, and I get two. I don't know. We'll have to read the rules.
Yeah, we'll check that out.
Should probably
Yeah.
know, but
Yeah,
all
we
right,
should
so
probably know now.
yeah, we're gonna go to turn 5, and we'll be back at the end of turn 5.
Yay!
Yeah, so this unit, it just decided to stay down. I didn't pick up my order dice, so I remove a pin marker. These guys here, what do they do? They try to rally. It failed if they did. And yeah, I'm pretty sure. So they go down. He shoots at me, but I'm down. He doesn't kill anybody. It's kind of hard for him to hit. He assaults the half track here with this unit that was behind the wall. I don't have anybody in there, so I can't shoot or anything. But he only scores 2 hits, and then when he rolls poorly and doesn't penetrate. So I don't take a wound, so I don't die. Otherwise, I normally just die. My guy on my turn got into the half track, and then his Jeep had come up. These guys are shooting at me. My tank moves up there, moves within an inch of there, so I don't have any smoke in my way. And I fire at those guys point blank. I decided to shoot a howitzer and the medium machine gun. Medium machine gun kills 2 guys, but the howitzer misses. His howitzer fires, I think, at the side of my tank and misses on a 3. I got a nice rock there between me and it, where 50% of my side is covered by the rock. So he doesn't kill me there. I'm going fast here, but these guys fire at the guys. They have a stone wall because they had consolidated 3 inches over. So I'm able to fire at them. I put a pin on, but don't kill anybody. These guys fire. Go ahead and split my fire. I'm going to fire my Panzerfaust at the Chafee, and I'm going to fire the light machine guns at that unit in the woods or in the wheat field. Even though I've got a rock wall in between us, I'm able to actually put a pin on. And then that 5 you see there is my Panzerfaust, which I needed a 5 to hit that thing. Normally I need a 3, long range 4, shape charge 5. He decided not to recce, risking it. I rolled a 5 and hit it, and then I killed that sucker. So it's dead. That was huge. That was a great big problem, that Chafee coming along there. Huge deal, needing a 5 to hit, and I was able to kill it. He repositions his truck basically in a position where he can kind of shoot into my deployment zone on turn 6. And my lieutenant here is really doing nothing but just hiding in the woods. So yeah, that's that turn. Okay, there's the end of turn 5. Went good for the Germans. In the middle, I was kind of expecting a close combat with this unit here. Get into the trees and start cleaning up some of my units, and then maybe try and make him hide back behind here. Get in my deployment zone. Not too bad. He did try to assault the truck. Rolled kind of poorly.
Yeah.
Didn't destroy it. And then consolidated over there. I moved my guy into it. The big thing was that Chafee.
Yeah.
He didn't recce back. I needed a 5 to hit with that Panzerfaust.
And got a 5.
And I got a 5.
Yeah.
And then I blew it apart. It's a 50-50 chance once you penetrate it. I mean, I kind of thought maybe if I immobilized it or if it caught on fire, it would still be there.
Right.
And then you could continue just shooting things, because I was really worried about that Chafee with that light howitzer on there.
And I was kind of counting on that Chafee.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's still, since we're going into turn 6, don't know if there's going to be a turn 7.
Yeah.
If you pull dice first, you've got some very good close combat attacks that you will go first.
Right.
You'll kill several units,
Yeah.
and you'll be in my deployment zone.
Right.
So it's not over.
It's not over by any stretch.
Yeah, I mean, it looks sad, but
Yeah.
because there's so few guys left.
Right.
but you'll get a point for killing the thing. If you're in my deployment zone, you get 2 points. So you could easily pick up and make me have to. Now that's why the Chafee was so important, because I've got some units to try to come over and help.
Right.
But they were just stuck there with that Chafee.
Yeah.
My daughter's walking away with all the terrain. Alright, so we're going to go to turn 6, and we don't.
Yeah.
This one does have an optional turn 7 ending, or no?
I don't remember. We'll check.
We'll check. So we should check that real quick.
See what happens.
Alright, one turn 6. So I pull a dice here, and my Panzer shoots up that unit pretty good. Still a guy left alive there, and which kind of sucks, but he's got 2 pins on him. And then he assaults this guy here. He's able to kill him easily enough. I reactionary fire, but I have like 5 pin markers on me. So here they're dead. I moved these guys over to the right just to clear a lane of fire from my light machine guns, and they fire into his unit that just killed my guy. I think I'm able to put a pin on him. This guy here tries to activate, and he fails, and he goes down. And then his howitzer again fires at my tank, and he rolls a 2, so he misses. I'm surprised he didn't fire at my armored car, but he fired at my tank. And not my armored car, but my half track. So my half track actually passes an order and advances up to there. He's just got a medium machine gun, which he fires. I think I had his lieutenant, and I don't score many hits. Movement, wheat field, pin marker. So you know. I did hit, but I didn't kill anybody. His other unit advances up. My guy had jumped out on another order dice, and so I guess mortar's firing. He's actually firing at my half track now, trying to do some damage. See here, my armored car should have, in several turns before, moved over to the right to block the line of this truck. I could have blocked the line, and I was going to fire at the truck, but I figured I didn't have any rush. And we measured it, and he was 24 inches away after he turned, so he's able to drive off. That's 3 points. That sucked, because I could have easily moved my armored car into the way to shoot at him. He would have had to drive around me. Yeah, but I didn't. So I moved my armored car back, and I fire. Here he takes a bunch of damage from my light machine gun unit, who had moved. They moved up and fired, did a bunch of damage to him. He's only got 1 guy left. So since he's got 1 guy left, we're looking at turn 6 right here. So I go ahead and charge him with my lieutenant. He's a veteran. I'm a regular. I have a rifle. I know he's got a pistol in his hand, but I've been playing him that he's a rifle. So I attack. I need a 5 or 6. I roll a 4, and then he needs a 4 up to kill me, and so he kills me. That kind of sucked, but yeah, because you know it's a unit, I get +2 for that, and it would be take away 2 points for him being in my deployment zone if I could kill him. So then, since that failed, I went ahead and charged these guys out. They pass their order check, and they run, and they assault that unit. He wasn't in my deployment zone, but it'll score me 2 points for killing the order dice. So I kill him. And then it's a sniper. He takes a shot because he's got a chance to kill my 1 single guy behind the half track, and he hits, but he doesn't kill me. He needs a 5. So that's pretty much going to end the game on turn 6. So that ends the game. We add up the victory points, and he got 3 for the truck going off. He got 2 for being in my deployment zone with that unit in the woods, so that's 5. He had killed a couple as well. I had killed, I think, 5 units, and so it turns out you have to be more than 2 apart in the victory points, and we ended up being 1 apart, so it was a draw. If I were to move my armored car over and block that truck from driving off, I did not think it was within 24 inches of the board edge. When I was looking at it, I could easily move in the front. That would have been 3. That would have been a victory for me. But since it did drive off, kind of made me do a little couple crazy things at the end. But all in all, it was a a fun game. Kind of went back and forth. That close combat was a big thing. There's a couple other big events during the game. Armored Car did what I wanted it to do. I just wanted it to slow things down and harass a little bit. It did a good job of that with that dual directional steering recce. He was able to annoy him and run out of the way. Kill the Jeep with it, I think, as well. And yeah, so my battle line kind of collapsed a lot faster than I thought it would. I probably could have hidden out of line of sight with the woods a little better instead of being right up there when I was hidden. I just kind of triggered my guys too soon. Should have waited. But yeah, it's a decent game. It ended up being a draw. It was a fun game. So, and we finally kind of got back into playing. So now hopefully we will continue playing, get the fever for bolt action again. I've got another battle report to make from a game I played a long time ago. I'll see if I can do that sometime soon. But thanks for watching.